Noah Van Guyen. Let's see. Shall we talk? I want to know. I just want to know. I want to know the stats of this man. Lead armies of soaring Draconith with Ionus Cryptborn. Ionus Cryptborn is one of the Sigmar's greatest champions, and after many lifetimes of service, he's been granted a mysterious new purpose. Returning to smite the God King's foes from atop his Dracolith ally, Sathun. What's so mysterious about smiting the God King's enemies? That's what all Stormcasts do. That's not mysterious. That's what every Stormcast does. I'm gonna give you a job. You can't tell anyone about it. This one's special. I scoured my legions, and you're the man with the right skill set. Okay, for this special job. No one else could do it, but you gotta keep it to yourself. Don't tell anyone about this. It's secret, okay? I need you to smite my foes. Like, oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, been doing that. That's what Stormcast do. Low-key smite my foes. NGL, I guess? I don't know. Dude's cool, though. Great-looking model. Hot damn. Imagine if this was like the direction Stormcast went instead of Fatcast. From day one. We had the Lord Relictor from day one. They could have went that way, but they lost their way, and now we're back. We're back to it, and we're on the right path again. Dragons and voodoo Catholics. Not everyone does it from atop a dragon. Oh, true. Yeah, very mysterious. Yeah. You want to kit bash some greater demon bits onto this guy? And get a better Archaeon sculpt? It would be. In my IMO. Hopefully he's leading the Stormcast Glove Charge. Yeah. I hope this is a sea change in their theme, or in their aesthetics. You want them to go down the route of D4 aesthetics? True. Yeah, I mean, say what you will about Diablo 4, but they got the aesthetics fucking perfect. And they did it with Igor Sid, who is an Age of Sigmar concept artist, as you may not know. So they took inspiration from Age of Sigmar in a certain way, degrees of separation. In the early days of the Age of Sigmar, in the early days of the Age of Sigmar, okay. I mean, that's probably grammatically true, but it just sounds weird to say it. Fought the endless gore tide of Khorne, shoulder to shoulder with his good friend Vandus Hammerhand. Though their relationship is now a little more fraught. Yeah, because Vandus Hammerhand's personality is 100% different. He's just not the same Vandus Hammerhand any longer. He's a different person. He's reforged himself too much. And it's unnerving. Anyway, as the Axian Tyne of the Twin-Tailed Crusade confronts the Coronate tribes in Dawnbringer's Book 3, The Long Hunt, Ionus, now dubbed the Warden of Lost Souls, is back with powerful new rules. While searching for a cure... Oh, we're getting some lore? Let's read it. Let's get some lore. While searching for a cure to the curse of reforging in deepest Shyish, Ionus happened upon Thorak, a ragged creature with tattered wings. This Draconith has been prematurely aged by the enervating magic of the Shyish Nadir, but his power has not been dulled. Okay. So he got Curse of Years. In other words, he got the old Curse of Years. Cool. I have been spoiled a little bit. I knew this lore before the stream, and I knew that he was missing that one keyword. I know about that thing. Wanted to ask, hey, well, have you tried any of Season 2? It has 5% more content. I saw that, yeah. And they started what I was hoping that they wouldn't do, but I felt they were backed into a corner and they probably would have no choice but to just start throwing quality of life at you until you just click a button and get everything. I'm waiting. I'll wait. They're starting to add some of the boss farming that has been a mainstay of Diablo forever, and did not feature at all in Diablo 4. They're starting to add that. I heard you can fight Duriel as a boss. That's nice. I heard there's still no reason to fight Lilith at all. Like, you don't get loot from her or anything. Or special loot or anything. I don't know. Diablo 4, look. It's got a terrible foundation with the worst game design I've ever seen. But they have infinite money. And eventually, they might add enough to the game to make it, like, good. I'll just be waiting. Season 2 is a shaky step in a better direction than it used to be. I wouldn't necessarily say the right direction. I would say kind of a good direction-ish. I'll wait for a few more footsteps in the sand there. It's clear they want to try to do something, which is nice. It's nice to see. D4 stream, you're here for it? I mean, I don't play the game anymore. Look, I had a lot of fun playing Diablo 4 for 1 week. And while I was playing it, I'm like, the foundation of this game is terrible from a game design standpoint. Like, insane. Just so bad. But I'm having, like, dopamine fun, and I will have dopamine fun for an entire week, maybe even 2. But after that, the game is dead to me, and they couldn't fix it if they spent a year just working on it. But if they do, maybe they'll work on it. And so I played it, and I had dopamine fun, surface level fun. But when I was done, I'm like, okay, yeah, and now all that's left is you made the shittiest... I mean, you tried to dig a basement in a desert, right? It's just sand everywhere. So I wish them luck. Maybe it's season 6 or season 10 or something like that. I'll come back and it'll be good. But I'm not holding my breath. You haven't tried the Season of Blood? I have not. No. And I didn't try the season before that, which was Season of Ring. Season of New Ring Jewel. The post D4 crash is real. I mean, I suppose. It was clearly going to happen. Carrion Lich, what's up? Chithorak. Or maybe Shorak. Well, how am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do this in English? Is this some dragon language where all C's are silent? Cathorax? Yeah. Thorax. Like the middle part of an insect, right? They need to stop putting harvesters in every box. They put harvesters in every box because no one buys harvesters. Because their rules are shit. And so they need to sell you them somehow, so they put them in a box. It's pronounced Dajanga. Yeah, Dajanga, good one. Anyway, Spirit Scouring Flames can emulate. Am I going to get the... Oh, I am. Can I just... Hold on. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. I can just click. Damn. You guys are trying to be good, aren't you? You're trying to be one of those good companies. That's what you like to see. Hey, just put this back on the fucking website for all of the units, please, like you used to do. Big clicker, let's go. Yeah. All right, anyway. Being good boys for Christmas? I don't know. 16 wounds, 3 up save, 9 bravery, 14 flying. Proper dragon stats. You love to see it. And it's a 3 up save instead of a 4 because we're on... Well, it's a proper dragon. It's not a fake dragon. Fake dragons, by the way, for those wondering, dragons have 14 flying move or better. That's like the dragon stat. They have a 3 up save. These are dragon stats. And 14 plus wounds. It's been kind of power crept to 16. Good work. Spirit Scouring Flames, 12-inch range, 9 attacks, 3s, 3s, and 2, 1. Okay. Hey, 9 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2, 1. This is a reasonable attack. I bet. I bet because it has 9 attacks, if someone's damaged by it, it does something. This is my game designer's intuition. If you're going to give something like this, 9 attacks, 3s and 3s, -2/1, especially the -2/1 and the high attacks, that gives it away. This is a debuff. My debuff sense is tingling. Soul Breaker, 1-inch range. Oof, you don't. That sucks. 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1/2. But it's the worst weapon, so that's fine. 5 claws, 3s and 3s, 2/2. And Time Worn Fangs. Only 2 attacks, but they're the Ren 3 damage 3 big ones. Okay. And 3s and 3s kind of sucks, but remember it's Stormcast. You got spells to get +1 to wound, and you got all-out attack to get +1 to hit. So this guy could be on 2s and 2s if you wanted. Probably don't necessarily, but he's not exactly bad at fighting. This is okay. Great move, big wounds, good save, reasonable attacks. This thing is probably a debuff. I don't know. Without reading any of his abilities, I'm thinking 380. If the abilities are good. Do you know any people, places to find people to play on TTS Voidspark? Yeah, my Discord. Just drop a message in the TTS channel and people are like, hey, let's play. And it's generally how it works. Other Discords also do stuff like that, but why would I push people into other Discords? That being said, AOS Coach has a pretty, or at least back when I used to frequent it, has a pretty active TTS section. Your fat pug of a Maw Crusher says 12-inch moves are valid. Disagree. Well, okay. Your Maw Crusher isn't moving once per turn, though. My man's moving twice. So that's the difference there. That's what makes that okay. CG Buster, thanks for the 5 tier 1 gifters, by the way. I appreciate it. And thanks for the switch hats with Soren for the double turns. Sorry you're late to the stream. It seems we're discussing the Catholic Chad. Yeah, the dude's sweet. I'm just looking at his stats right now. I'm just about to read his abilities. Alright, let's go. Spirit Scouring Flames. Each time a wound caused by an attack made with Spirit Scouring Flames. That's this thing? Alright, I was right. Unit is soul burned. At the end of each hero phase, roll a die for each soul burned unit. Oh, okay. But it has to cause a wound. And it has to be allocated. Okay. So we can kind of split these up and then roll a bunch of dice maybe. But it does have to be allocated. Which, I don't know, Ren 2, it could happen. If the roll is equal to or less than the number of the current battle round, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Oh look, it's the Everwinter except better. My army's entire battle trait. When a player uses an ability that allows them to heal any wounds that have been allocated, oh, it's okay, so it's gonna remove it, right? Yeah, it's no longer soul burn. So it's like the Nurgle thing. You can clear your diseases or you can gain life. Nice. This is a fun little ability that'll kind of matter a little bit. That's sweet. And it's not a may, you have to. So like if you're really wounded and you would actually rather heal, you can't. You have to like cure your soul burn. Interesting. Enemy units cannot receive the rally and inspiring presence commands while they are within 12 of this unit. Big range. Nice. I like it. Good work. Yeah, that, you know, dragons should be scary. I approve. Nice work. Look at that. 12-inch inspired presence. Rally is bullshit and shouldn't be in the game anyway, so good work there. Within 12, not holy. Yeah, not holy. Scry intent. He's looking at the top card of his library and putting it on the top or the bottom. Okay. Strike 1 from the attack's characteristic of melee weapons that target this unit to a minimum of 1. Oh shit, this means he's not going to get a ward. Everybody who has something like this doesn't get a ward. Damn, that sucks. Let's see. Arc Relictor, blah blah blah. Lightning Tempest. Yeah, no ward. Oof. Collector oof. .jpg. No ward, huh? No ward, have an ass. Anyway, Arc Relictor. In your hero phase, you can chant 2 prayers that it knows instead of 1. Never forget what they took from you, chat. Never forget what they took from you. You used to chant multiple prayers every hero phase, every fucking army, and they took it from you and gave it back to him. And Daughters Cain. We finally... Honestly, it took them a very long time to power creep their way back to giving double prayers again. Right? They showed remarkable restraint here. They almost made it a whole edition without handing out double chanties to, like, everybody. Kind of important. You remember, as in you rewatched it, how you said one of the new generic commands you were most excited was for Rally, how times have changed? Yeah, man. Difference between reading it on paper and playing with it. Sometimes all it takes is playing with it one time, and then you're like, oh wait, actually I hate this. I thought this would be cool, but actually I hate this. Also, when I was talking about Rally, it only worked on a 6. And they instantly started making it work on a 4, which changes things significantly. Anyway, oh, he has a little tech list thing. That's cool. So if you chant 1 prayer, it's auto, and 2, you have to make the rolls. Interesting. Start of the enemy hero phase, you pick 1 on a spell or invocation within 12. On a 2-up, it's just banished. Cool. That's sweet. Arc Relictor, Chad. Guy's sweet. Lightning Tempest is a prayer, answer value of 3, range of 18, good range. If answered, pick 1 enemy unit within range. The unit is struck by lightning. Okay, and suffers D3 mortal wounds. That's it? Let's see. Then roll a die. Well, that isn't just it, is it? On a 1 to 2, the Tempest clears and the sequence ends. On a 3-up, pick 1 other enemy unit within 3 of the last unit that was struck. And that is struck. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. In this way until the Tempest clears or there's no other enemies within 3. Okay, so this will stop at 1 probably, but... The unit cannot be affected by this prayer more than once per hero phase. That's a cool prayer. So you translocate, you got a Lightning Tempest. Oh yeah, brother. Priest keyword, good work. Damn. I scrolled down. I wanted to not know his points so I could do the guessing game. Well, I was gonna guess 400 anyway. Yeah, the one spoiler I had about this guy coming in was that he didn't have the knight or the, he didn't have the knight keyword or the whatever the other one is keyword. And those are the only things that denote your range for your prayers. So if he is going to choose a prayer book prayer, the range is like 0 or undefined. Obviously, they're going to FAQ that. And obviously, he's not a knight. He's a lord. You know? In fact, they might even give him like the arch keyword. So there's knights, lords, and then arches or something like that. I don't know. Like the arch of one's back. New to the game, our prayer spells are just something else in name, so you can't interact with them. Basically, you resolve them differently than spells. Spells and prayers don't interact with each other. Prayers are generally weaker than spells, but you can't interact with them. And a lot of times they're less reliable. But the ones people use are way more reliable, which is kind of the nature of things. Does STORMCAST have cool prayers? Yeah. Unironically, yes, they do. STORMCAST have sick prayers. This is cheaper than Stardrake, the actual fuck. Well, here's the thing, Arterius. Stardrakes are trash. And hundreds of points overpriced. Both. This guy, for 400, seems fair. He doesn't have a ward, but everything else is good. I like him. He's playable. He looks awesome. He appears to be awesome. And possibly reasonably priced. I have to play with him a few times, but looks good. Also, after the FAQ hits, surely he'll be able to pray. Translocate is goated. Translocate is goated, for sure. This is 400. Star Drake should be 280, honestly. They just need to remake. They just need to rewrite Star Drake. And Drakesworn Tempest. It needs a reimagining. If he really needs it, he can get an auto 6-up ward. Yeah, with his prayer. Or he can be in... Wait, where's the... Whoa, hold on. No sub-faction lock? So good. Dude, no sub-faction lock, they're learning. Let's go. Hey, if you put him in Hammers of Sigmar, he gets a 6-up if he's near an objective, right? Not bad. You love to see it. Good work. Good fucking work. Finally. Yeah, not being a Hammer of Sigmar is huge. You can put him in cool factions. You diagnose this War Scroll with Kino. It's Terminal Kino. Yeah, fun allowed. They forgot to lock the back door. Run him with Gardas. For that 5-up. Oof. I mean, he's going to be 14 moving. But then again, I suppose he can translocate Gardas where he's going to fly to and then fly over to him. Combo detected for the tag team champions of the world. Kind of silly. Anyways, dude's sick. Good. You know what? Good. Good, man. Cool shit should be good on the table. You know what I mean? Apparently there's a battle trait here. What is this? The Draconith Skywing Army of Renown. Oh, this is the Army of Renown thing that comes with them. Okay. Dracolith Guardians of these armies are selfless bodyguards who will forfeit their own safety to intercept attacks aimed at the Warden of Lost Souls, allowing you to relocate wounds to that target. Oh yeah, okay. So there's Ionus's 4-up. If you're on the, there's the ward. It's a bodyguard, but that's like a ward. If a friendly 400-point hero that doesn't have a ward is within 3 inches of a friendly guard on a 4-up, dive in front of the gunshot. Very interesting. Maybe hot take, but Stormcast deserves stuff that's good without a catch. I fully agree, humongous ego. Yeah. They really should. I feel like Stormcast should be the 8 out of 10 for everything, right? And then all the other armies are the start giving up stuff to get stuff. Like you have a baseline that just has no weaknesses. And then, ooh, I want to make an orc army, so we'll go minus all shooting plus, you know, melee plus movement. And then, oh, I want to make KO, okay, minus damage, minus objective capturing, plus movement, plus shooting, right? So you take the sliders and you start moving them all around when you go elsewhere. The downside to doing it that way is you can have the Ryu problem, where the baseline standard you start with ends up being trash, because everyone else min-maxed minuses and positives, you know, and they're all interesting and powerful, and the person who's just in the middle on everything literally sucks, which is the Ryu problem. You fix that after you've made everybody else interesting in that way. You return to the original, and then you're like, let's make sure this doesn't suck now, after everything else has been done. You have to return to it. And you can't return to it if you don't make all of them at the same time. Right? Which Ryu? Most Ryus. Ryu tends to not be great in almost every Street Fighter. Which is why it's the Ryu problem. He's like the starting character, this is what a Shoto is, kind of okay at everything guy. And then all the other characters are interesting in different ways. And take positives and negatives from that original template, and they're all just better. Or you have the Akuma problem. What's that? What's the Akuma problem? Is that problem low health is not a good exchange for being better at everything because a good player will render low health irrelevant by never getting hit? And you just have an overpowered character now in the hands of anyone who's good? Is that the Akuma problem? Make that Vishan's peak army? Oof. Man, old guys rise up. Let's go. Who's Karafirum? And how are you going to paint that? As a grappler, you choose grabbing people at the cost of winning. Yeah, pretty much, but it's sick when it works, isn't it? The Storm Unleashed. When you carry out a monster rampage with a friendly Dracolith, you carry out... Wait, is this just for the... Is this just for the Army of Renown? I think it probably is, yeah. Pick one enemy within 3 of this unit, roll die on a 3-up, subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks made by that unit in the following combat phase. Nice. Nice. Actually nice, okay. Look, roar is probably better, but the whole point is that you're monster mash. You're going to roar over here, and you're going to stun over here, and on the opponent's turn, you're double debuffing. That's cool. That's good. Impact Tremors. Pick one enemy unit within 3. On a 3-up, the following combat phase, models in that unit can only move 1 when they make a pile-in. Potentially really good against like a huge cloud that you tag the edge of or something like that. There's niche uses for this, I suppose. Damn. Heywoah, new army, all dragons. Army of Renown. They raised the points for the last fucking time in Beast Claw, and I just can't play it anymore, and it's time to go dragons. I have to be monster match somehow, right? And my whole army flies. I don't have to worry about fucking terrain anymore. Uh-oh, uh-oh. The grass is always more draconic on the other side of the fence, as they say. Yeah, it's like, what if instead of monster trucks, they were just F-15s? Impact Tremors is crazy good if you charge properly. For sure. It's also a solid enchantment, costs half as much as Perforos, and yeah, it only does half the damage, but it's Commander, you're gonna run both, right? It's Singleton. Also, you roar with another unit because everything does ramp. Yeah, that's you probably typed that before I said it, but yeah. And then Femonk explaining the Magic the Gathering joke. Yeah, thank you for the explanation. F-15s, time to update. We got them 22s now. I know we got them 22s, but have you seen the... I mean, you've seen these War Scrolls, right? These are not 22s. These are 15s. With their best ability crossed out. Because people complained a year ago. Alright? They're alright. They're not bad. It's just, you know. If you're fighting a unit with 1-inch range and you have 3-inch range, you could potentially attack out of their range even after a pile-in. Yeah, the cool thing about Impact Tremors and stuff like that is it makes something you already usually do even better. You know how somebody might have, they do the 2-rank line, here's my 20 Mortec guard in a line, and then you come in with a dragon right here and you attack. And then there's this entire line of Mortec Guard that even with 3-inch pile-in can only make it to like here and don't nearly get all of their attacks. Impact Tremors makes that even worse. It means that dragon, even if the dragon is pretty wounded, is going to slowly like eat through the Mortec Guard because they just can't get enough people in it. That's like a really specific example, but it happens a lot and it's a cool little tidbit. Also, Kondis and Crazy are battle line in this army. Word? Oh, cool. So it's just like the it's like the pirate crew from Ogres, where like technically it's a hero unit, but they gain battle line status because they're man-eaters, and so they can be a hero battle line, which works. The game has done that before, and that works, and that's sweet. Am I building an army? Are we doing it? All right. I did say that list building was part of this show, did I not? And I said that for Tabletop Simulator games on the channel, let's mix it up a little bit, you know? Beast Claw every time. We gotta keep it fresh a little bit. So I'm gonna make a Slaves to Darkness list. I'm gonna make a Stormcast list. I haven't decided what other lists I'm gonna make, but a few others. Let's add some variety. How do I make an Army of Renown on this? This guy technically hasn't been released yet, so he wouldn't be here, would he? He wouldn't be on this list. Kondis is such a Chad, and people don't give his look enough credit. I like Kondis. Him not having a ward is much more serious, I think, than this dude not having a ward. Ionus not having a ward, that's, you can deal with that. Kondis not having a ward is worse. Drakestorm Templar is 400 if you want to stand in. Yeah, I was just going to look for something that cost literally the same points. Yeah, there you go. So it's not him, it's actually the new guy, right? What, how do these work? How do these Armies of Renown work? Can you choose a sub-faction if you go for Army of Renown? How much is the MSRP of this guy? No idea. Doesn't particularly matter. I don't know. Here's how I think about it, and let me know if you disagree or not. I buy Ionus Cryptborn, and I paint him up, and then I play with him for 16 years. Right? I play with him in the game Age of Sigmar for the amount of time it takes a child to be born, go through school, and get their driver's license, right? And so whether the shit was $165 or $200 or $220, it's like, I don't care. Because I'm just going to use it for 10 years. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's 170 USD. Oh, cool. It's under 200. Nice. Yeah. Not bad. Krondy can be your Lord Yelenak. Just do the army Sky Shrine. Do not include any Riding Stormcast. I like the little Stormcast men. Armies of Renown don't use any rules from faction books for the most part. Okay. Always on tilt. Alright. The problem with Army of Renown is that it's so temporary, right? Like, the thing about Armies of Renown that makes me not want to jump into it is, first of all, I'm not looking to buy another army, obviously. And second of all, for Army of Renown, that's going to be a thing until, like, next year when 4th edition comes out, and then Army of Renown is gone, right? It's so temporary. If you're getting into Ogre Maw Tribes, or Stormcast Eternals, or Slaves to Darkness, and you buy a bunch of that shit, cool. You can play those forever, until the game dies. But, like, Army of Renown, it's like, play it for 6 months and it's gone. I wouldn't buy anything for it. If you're in that army already, you totally, you know, play it, but I don't know that I would buy an Army of Renown army, because it's going to be temporary. Value of the model is factoring in the model's entire lifespan. To me, yeah. Mm-hmm. Build it, you paint it, play tons of games with it. Sometimes it sits on the shelf for a year because the rules changed and it sucks, and then next year they release a balance patch or the next edition and you take it off the shelf and it's overpowered now and everyone calls you a bandwagoner even though you've owned the fucking thing for 7 years. You know, it's just that will happen. And you just play it forever, right? So I'm not particularly nonplussed about Oh shit, Mornfang went up in price by $10 or whatever. Okay. Like, I guess I would be really mad at that if I was one of those people who was constantly buying and selling armies. But I think that's an awful way to approach the hobby unless you're rich. But, you know, I'm not really... I guess that was kind of a judgy thing to say. I didn't mean it. People absolutely will, and then whine on Twitter, Reddit about losing in the next edition. I'm going to give you a secret. Most of the people complaining about game balance literally do not play the game. Most of the people complaining about price, the vast majority, have not ever bought anything and won't. Most of the people who are really fucking upset online do not, have not, and will not ever buy anything or play the game at all. They absorb Wikipedia, YouTube content as it pertains to the lore. Like anyone who plays the game actually gives a shit. They don't. It's just when the only thing you can latch onto about the game is the lore, it becomes sacrosanct to you. In kind of a pitiable way. Meanwhile, I don't know. Play the game if you like the game. Based on this Ionus glow up and rules, Selly P is due. He was the poster boy and he came out too quick. Damn, they could make some cool shit. Oh, actually, hold on. You guys have seen this before, but maybe some of you haven't. I got a leaked potato cam footage of the brand new Celston Prime, the new wave that's going to release and replace the old one. All right, here it is. This is the brand new Celston Prime that'll be coming out next year, guaranteed. This is it. They didn't have the technology in first edition to do it, but now they can. Now they can do it. And this is it. Unironically, I would buy that. And I would be happy if that were true. It's the biblically accurate Celston Prime. Can I play another big dragon as a battle line? Do I want Kondis or Crazy? I want Crazy the Scared. Crazy the Scared? Or what would you do for a Klondike bar? Son of Dracothion. Father of son of Dracothion. I think I want Kondis. Let me refresh my memory by looking at the War Scrolls, but I recall Kondis being a disappointment. I mean, crazy. Being a little disappointing. And he's also like right at the beginning, so I can do this. Crazy is 10 points more expensive, doesn't have a spell, but gets like +2 attacks, right? Is that the shtick? 18, 3 up 14. 3s and 1s, -2, 3, 4 attacks only. But it's a good weapon. 3s and 3s, -2, 2, and then Calamitous Tail, just a C below. Is equal to the number of enemy models within 3 of the attacking model. Okay. Oh, this is kind of neat. Ahem. So Calamitous Tail, hear me out. If there's a monster right here, monster hero you want to fight, right? But then also there's a giant blob of battle line right next to him. You can put Kondis right in the middle of it, and then measure the number of little tiny 25 mil battle line guys within 3 of them, except send all of those attacks against the hero. It would, I mean, it's like a really specific situation, but you don't have to be targeting that unit. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, this guy does like no damage. 7 cool attacks, and then that's it. I guess he does have Blazing Tempest. Crazy is the only weapon you can think of with a wounds on 1 stat. I want to say there's a Sylvaneth unit that does. And possibly another. I think there's like 3. Blazing Tempest sucks, kinda. Yeah, wait, Blazing Tempest. Yeah. Because it's like double random. You roll a d6 to then, on a 1 to 2 it does 1, on a 3 to 4 it does d3, and on a 5 to 6 it does d6. These Games Workshop rules writers, sometimes they get too lost in the sauce. They need to come up for air. You know what this ability should read? Roll a d6 that does that many mortal wounds. Just roll 1 d6. Just fucking roll 1 dice, okay? 1 die. It's just a d6 mortal wounds. Just do that. Fuck you. Anyway, and their ward save, also known as 6 Praetorian Guard. They're already too expensive. Are we throwing good money after bad here? And then Crazy the Scared has +2 good attacks, but then everything else is like the same. Alright. And you get Fires of Vengeance instead of a really good spell. Yeah, Flash Freezing Blizzard, +1 rand spell. Casts on a 9, but actually it casts on a 6. Great range, and it's +1 rand. That's the shit. So Kondis' spell is great. Doesn't do as much damage as I would like. Kinda low on the damage front, and no ward. Really expensive. And then we got Crazy, who got 6 attacks instead, wounds on a 1. -3 rend, importantly, instead of 2. He's got... My man here has half of a little over half of a Kragnos attack profile. If Calamitous Tail was something instead of kind of nothing, then... and then each time you win, you get some bonus, but it's like... I don't know. The stats on War Scrolls are there so that you can destroy units without dying, right? That's the whole point. It's like the ultimate win more ability. It's like you've already won, and so here, have another bonus. If you destroy a hero or a monster, you add 1 to attack profile weapons. If you... This unit destroys an enemy unit. Okay, so it's 3 or more and was not a hero. Add 1 to run and charge rolls. If an enemy has, you can heal 1. Heal 1 is a little low. Kondis is tricky because you need to get Lightning Vortex off round 1 so he doesn't die to shooting. Yeah, if you're playing against Giga Shooty the army, right? Crazy is actually playable. I think these guys are just like really expensive, you know? But that's... People take stuff that's too expensive all the time, right? I play stuff that's way too expensive, and I win games, right? Can I build an army with all 3? Both of them are battle line, right? In this Army of Renown. How many points do I have left? 550 left. So Drakesworn Templar, so Ionus, Kondis battle line, Karazi battle line, Stormdrake Guard battle line. Yo, I got 200 points left. And you can't spend those 200 points on anything. How come? Oh, Armies of Renown, right? Because of Armies of Renown, I probably can't take like a Lord Relictor or something, or, you know, some foot unit. What am I allowed to take in an Army of Renown? Is it just Stormdrake Guard and all the dragons? Fulminators, Tempesters, are those things okay? I can take that type of dragon. For 200 or less, can I choose some sort of guard? You can't take Dracoth. It has to be Draconith. Okay. Can I do this? Or can I only do the single Stormdrake Guard if I have the hero? You can only take the single with a Nitroconus. Yeah, and Nitroconus I remember being way expensive for some reason. Yeah, 300. It's kind of nuts for him. Oh, Ventus Firestrike. You're sure once he gets errata, Ionus will be a Lord Relictor? I am certain of that too. Yeah. Can I do that and then drop... Can I do that and then drop one of these? So like we'll drop him and be 1940. So you could do this. Like you can do 6 Stormdrake Guard, Kondis, and Ionus. I think I probably just want to be a Stormcast army. Maybe not the Army of Renown thing. Oh, Ventus Firestrike. The Magister of Hammerhall. Alright, what other news was there? There was some other news thing, right? Oh yeah, on my Discord, you will find the new price update things for UK and US, which people post every once in a while, and some people are interested in. I'm not really, but it's like, you know, this kind of stuff. Hey, the long hunt in English, it's $30, or sorry, it's 30 Brexit dollars, or 55 in freedom units. Battletome City Sigmar, Major Ogre, Warhawk, Fusil, damn, that shit's $55, you know, and so on and so forth. Fireslayer Grimhold Exile, 35. Anyway, you can find that stuff in Discord Giga for people who care about prices of future things. Intercon is still 300 according to app anyway. Pre-order for Ionus and Buddies being 100 is awesome. Is it really? Only 100? I thought it was 170, somebody said. And it's Cryptborn. And then we got the muster. Okay, is this all the news? Are we newsed out?